How to Fedora 26 Workstation. Step 1 is downloading and installing. Let's start off by going to the Fedora project webpage at www.fedoraproject.org. After you're at the webpage, scroll down and then go to the Workstation section and click Download Now. So we're going to go ahead and download just the ISO file because we're going to be installing this inside of a virtual machine. You could also use the same ISO file to burn to a DVD if you're going to install this on a physical server. For now, let's select the 64-bit ISO image. And since this file is 1.5 gig, I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead till when it finishes. Now that the ISO file is done downloading, go ahead and bring up your virtual machine. Right-click on your virtual machine and go to Settings. From here we want to select CD/DVD drive, choose Use ISO Image File, and click Browse. Find your ISO image file that you just downloaded, select it, and then click Open. So we want to make sure Connect and Power On is selected, as that will allow your virtual machine to be able to boot from the ISO. Right-click on the virtual machine and then click Power On. When the system boots from the ISO, it'll give you a choice. We need to choose Start Fedora Workstation Live 26. The system will now boot the Fedora 26 operating system into memory. At this point, Fedora has made no changes to your system. So if you just want to try Fedora, select Try Fedora, and you'll be able to use the operating system that's loaded in memory. I'm going to select Install to Hard Drive, so I can install Fedora in this virtual machine. The first screen during the installation process has you specify your language. So make your selection and then click Continue. Next, we need to specify your time zone and whether or not you use NTP. Select Time and Date, and then choose your region as well as your city. If you turn off network time, it's only going to use the local clock for the system. If you leave network time on, it will sync externally with the default NTP servers. Then we need to select Installation Destination. If I only had one hard drive, it would be selected by default. But since I have two, I have to select one to make the selection. Now down here, you could leave automatic selected, which will work, but I select custom as this will show me what the system intends to do to the hard drive before it actually does it. Now just because you selected custom doesn't mean you have to do everything by hand. Click here to create them automatically. Now from this window, it will show you each individual partition. I like it where it separates home, boot, root, and swap, just because it gives me the maximum amount of flexibility. You can also choose to encrypt the operating system from this interface as well. When you're done, click Done. This window provides a summary of what it will do to the hard drive if you accept the changes. Note that once you accept the changes, it will modify the underlying hard drive, so make sure this is what you intend to do. If you agree with the proposed changes, select Accept Changes. Lastly, we need to specify a host name for our desktop, so select Network and Host Name. By default, it says localhost.localdomain, so go ahead and select that, and then change it to something that means something to you. So I'm going to change it to Fedora-Workstation and hit Apply. And you'll see on the right-hand side it says Current Host Name. That should update with the host name you just specified. If it's right, go ahead and select Done. Now that we've answered all the questions, choose Begin Installation. While the installation is continuing in the background, you can create your root user's password as well as your normal user's information. Let's select root password first. Now keep in mind, this is the most important user account for your operating system. Make sure the password is complex and difficult to guess. Use the strength meter in the middle for guidance. Now let's select User Creation. Here you can specify the user's full name, username, and password, and also if the user should be treated as an administrator. I typically do not select Make this user an administrator, as it does provide some basic security. Plus, there's other ways to accomplish this by leveraging sudo. With that said, if you select this checkbox, your user will have the same permissions as the root user. With all that completed, the operating system will finish the installation process in the background. This will take a little while though, so I'm speeding things up again. Now with the installation complete, the only thing left to do is to select Quit and reboot your system. You do this by going up to the arrow next to the power button, selecting the power button, and then clicking restart. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful getting you started with Fedora Linux. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for future how-to videos.